Namaste and welcome everyone to People Nepal. Today we will be learning chemistry chemistry practical in very easy and simple manner. No need to look for forward videos after this. Our main asked chemistry practical in NEB. I am talking about NEB board. So you should be concerned on this. Let's see. To detect the functional group. To detect the functional group. In our board, we could be asked about alcohol. We could be asked about carboxylic acid. We could be asked about carbonyl group aldehyde and ketone. Likewise, we could be asked about phenol. Likewise, we could be asked about amine. Let's see how to write. First, you will write object or the heading. Then you will be writing apparatus required. What are the apparatus required? Likewise, generally we need beaker, then we need test tube, then we need burner, like that. You can write on the spot. Likewise, chemicals. First, you should leave this space, and after preliminary test, you could write forward. Then, after this, you will write preliminary test in capital. Preliminary test. Here you will write physical state solid, liquid or gas. Then color, what color it is, colorless, red, black, blue. Likewise, order. In this it is very difficult to find the order, so after last what is the result obtained, or alcohol, then it is alcoholic. If it is what we say, aldehyde or carbonyl group, then it is pungent smell, or you can write aldehyde smell. It is simple to write aldehyde smell. Then for preliminary test, first test or main important test is litmus test. I am holding this camera with my another hand, so it could be some what we say shaking on the camera. I hope you will manage it. Litmus test. You have to understand what is litmus test. In litmus test, we do have two components. One is blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. If acidic and basic, if the compound is acidic, then blue litmus paper will always turn to red. If compound is basic, blue litmus paper will be no change, or it will remain in blue. Likewise, if there is red litmus paper in acidic, it will always be red, no change. And if there is red litmus paper in blue, it will change into blue. You have to concern that I will give a trick, like if it is acidic, then the result should be red, and if it is basic, the result should be blue. I mean to say, if here it is blue, in acidic it should always be red, in basic it should be always be blue. In acidic it always should be red, in basic it always should be blue. I hope you understood. Likewise, if red is here, we need, in acidic we need red. If we cut your hand, just take one example. If you take carboxylic acid, on your hand, it will burn your hand, and if it burns your hand, then you will get red color. Red color is red. Then you can relate like this. red will gives always red, or you can say acids will give always red, and basics will give always blue, no matter what is here. Understood? Let's move on another topic. Let's see. Now after this, you will write confirmatory test. Confirmatory test. For this confirmatory test, you will have different reaction for different test. This is the general format. Let's move on. First preliminary test we should do is litmus paper test. Litmus paper test. From this reaction, we will know which compound is acidic, which compound is basic, and which compound is neutral. Okay, let's see. If the compound is acidic, acidic means there will be the probability of having carboxylic acid or phenol. Now the question is, how will you distinguish this carboxylic acid and phenol? How will you distinguish carboxylic acid and phenol? For this reaction, first we will do preliminary test. In preliminary test, you will use NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate. In sodium bicarbonate, after treating the given, you will give one sample. It will be usually liquid. You have here a beaker. In beaker, you will give one sample and you will add NaSCO3. If you will add NaSCO3, there will be two conditions: CO2 evolve and CO2 not evolve. CO2 evolve and CO2 not evolve. If CO2 is evolved in this test tube, you will see bubbles going from downward direction to the upward direction, downward direction to the upward direction, downward direction to the upward direction. But if there is no any CO2 formation, you will not see the air bubbles. You have to observe very carefully, and main component is this sodium bicarbonate addition. Now if CO2 is obtained, then it may be carboxylic acid, maybe not confirm, it may be carboxylic acid. Now we will do confirmatory test. For confirmatory test, you should know esterification reaction. In esterification reaction, you should know, if you add one carboxylic acid, if you give carboxylic acid plus alcohol, it gives ester. Then it is fruity smell. So here same reaction, if you add this reaction with alcohol, it will give ester here and it will give fruity smell, which means that if you add alcohol here, then there must be carboxylic acid. Then it is confirmed or sure that here we have got the organic sample is carboxylic acid. I hope you understood this reaction. Let's see. If you were told to write the reaction, what you will write? Let's see reaction of esterification. R COOH plus OH dash R. This is carboxylic acid, this is alcohol. Then if you heat it, here you will take out H2O. Why? You have used H2SO4 here. You have to give H2SO4 such that H2 will be taken out. It is dehydrating agent. Then here H will take OH and it forms like this reaction R-COOR, which is a ester, and ester will give fruity smell. Now let's see if the reaction was not that. If the reaction was not that, means if when we added the given sample, with sodium bicarbonate, and if it doesn't give carbon dioxide, then what may be? It may be phenol. It may be phenol. For phenol, we have confirmatory test. Test of phenol. Confirmatory test is reaction with FeCl3. If phenol reacts with FeCl3, then it gives what we say that violet color. Violet color, I think you couldn't recognize the violet color, so you can write blue, red or green color. Blue, red or green color. Okay, I hope you understood this. Let me revise once again. If you were given a sample in a beaker, here if you given a sample in a beaker, first you will check litmus paper test. If you obtain acidic nature, means if the red litmus paper is converted into red and blue litmus paper is converted into red, then it is acidic. So now carboxylic, now you have to be confirmed that it is either carboxylic acid or it is either phenol. For this, now we have to test first preliminary test. We have to confirm that it is either carboxylic acid or phenol, because in most of the cases litmus paper test is not recognized, but we are confirming this. Let's see. Now the carboxylic acid or phenol is treated with sodium bicarbonate. Now if there is the treatment of sodium bicarbonate, then it will gives either CO2 will be evolved or CO2 will not be evolved. If CO2 is evolved, then you have to be sure in your heart that, or in your brain, that it is carboxylic acid. Now you have to remember the chapter of carboxylic acid, and you have to remember the properties or the chemical reaction of the carboxylic acid. One is esterification reaction. So for esterification reaction, carboxylic acid is there. Then esterification reaction, if you add carboxylic acid with alcohol, it gives ester. Ester is fruity smell. To detect, either you should have smell, either you should have odor, or you should see the PPT. So here is fruity smell. Ester will come, then it is confirmed that it is carboxylic acid. Likewise, in another reaction, if CO2 is there, if CO2 is not evolved, here CO2 evolve, here CO2 not evolve, then you have to confirm in your brain that it is phenol. Phenol confirmatory test is FeCl3. Ferric chloride. If you reacted the phenol with ferric chloride in general reaction, then it will give violet color, and this reaction should also give the violet color. In this way, if you obtain reacting with FeCl3, then you have to write that it is violet, and it will give what? Violet, red or green color as a phenol. That's all for acidic nature. Now we will look forward for neutral nature. If you did litmus test and you obtain neutral nature, there will be the chance of 3 compounds. One is alcohol, one is carbonyl group, which include aldehyde and ketone. I am telling, this is for NEB board, National examination board, Sanotimi, Bhaktapur, Nepal. So this CBSE or what we say NEET, you are not requested to watch this. This is purely 100% oriented for chemistry practical of Nepal, board practical. I hope you understood, Indian friends or students. If you want to grab knowledge, then only you are requested to look this. Let's see. If you obtain neutral, then there will be three chances. One is alcohol, one is aldehyde. In aldehyde include carbonyl, and another is ketone. Let's see. Then first you have to do preliminary test. For preliminary test, you will first add 2,4-DNP to this organic compound. I think I have told inorganic in last reaction, sorry about that. This is organic sample. This is organic sample, because I was teaching detection another for inorganic as well, so I think I mismatch. Let's see, organic sample you have given. If you added 2,4-DNP, what is the full form of 2,4-DNP? 2,4-diphenyl. Sorry. I think I have to erase this. Wait for a second. I couldn't erase this because this whole board will be erased. So 2,4-DNP means 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. If reacts with the organic sample, then there will be two chances. One is orange, yellow or red PPT. Orange, yellow or red PPT chances, and another chances is no PPT. There will be no formation of PPT. Then if you add 2,4-DNP, there is orange, yellow or red PPT, and there is no PPT. Let's see, in orange, yellow or red PPT, if there is orange, yellow or red PPT, you have to understand that there might be aldehyde or ketone. If you obtain orange, yellow or red PPT while adding 2,4-DNP, it is also known as DNP test. Now your work is to distinguish aldehyde and ketone. You have to understand that failing test and silver mirror test or Tollens test, it is also known as Tollens test. Tollens test is given only by aldehyde, not ketone. Ketone does not give this reaction. So you have to perform one failings test. Then it will obtain brick red PPT. In failings test, you will add the given organic compound with failing solution 1 plus failing solution 2, which gives brick red PPT. And in Tollens test, you will obtain silver mirror. Silver mirror means there will be shining on inside from the beaker. Okay, I will write this reaction, don't worry for that. Let me cover this topic first. This no PPT. If there is no PPT, then you have to understand that the organic compound is alcohol. How to test alcohol? First, this is confirmatory test. If alcohol reaction with sodium, if alcohol reacts with sodium, then it gives alkoxide, sodium alkoxide, sodium alkoxide plus hydrogen. Hydrogen will effuse out and you can easily recognize this. Then another next is esterification reaction. I have already told in the reaction of carboxylic acid, the detection of carboxylic acid forward, that if carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol, it gives ester, which is fruity smell. I will not explain more about this, you have to watch, and I will be writing these reactions. Okay, let's move on. If there is a reaction, you have to write a reaction of failings as well. Reaction of failings. In failing test, you will have failing one solution and another failing two solution. Failing from one solution, you will get Cu++. From failing two, you will get OH-. So if the reaction is like this, let me take one example. Okay, R-C-O-H, and if you react with Cu++ plus OH-, then it will give tasty reaction. Now this simply you have to understand in tolerance test and failings test, this will go on oxidation. This will go on oxidation to give R-C-O-OH. What is this? Carboxylic acid. This is not the main blend. Carbonic acid plus Cu2O plus H2O. This oxide, copper oxide, is brick red PPT. Brick red PPT will be obtained. Likewise, this is failings test. Now let me see tolerance test. In tolerance test, first to prepare tolerance test, you have to mix AgNO3 with NH4OH and you will get compound AgNH3 whole to OH. Okay, OH here, OH. Now if you react C-O-CH with AgNH3 whole to OH, then it gives R-C-O-OH plus NH3 or NH4, sorry, Ag first, Ag plus NH4 plus H2. This Ag will give silver mirror error. Silver mirror. That's all. From this you can easily detect this compound is aldehyde. Okay, that's all for this video. I think it has been gone like 20 minutes. Other remaining will be described on the next. I hope you liked it. Thank you and give us suggestion.